Your information station, WTIM.
Welcome in to the WTIM Morning Show. I am your host, Tim Zalabat. Good to be here with you all on this great Thursday. Looks like the clouds are clearing up out there, and I hope the rain's not giving anyone too much problems out there. Thank you so much to our live stream sponsors, People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better at Landmark. I have Chief Deputy of the Christian County Sheriff's Department, Jim Baker, in my studio today. How are you, Chief Deputy?
I'm doing good, thanks.
Yeah, without a doubt. Good to have you in here as always. We're nearing Halloween season. What can people do to stay safe out there during the season?
Yeah, so once we get back into the Halloween season, I like to just touch base on a few ideas that obviously a lot of kids out moving around, and aside from the public being aware of the time and dates for Halloween, kids out trick-or-treating, some of the things that parents may not think about, that's always been I think a great advantage for their safety is to obviously they want to trick-or-treat in groups or being accompanied by an adult. Some of the other things that come to mind would be that something as simple as a glow stick hanging off their bucket, their bag, around their neck, headlamps, just so those vehicles moving around town, that it keeps them obviously safer when they're crossing the road. So that would be one idea. The second one, obviously, before the parents go out, just to be aware of their surroundings and what's out there. Obviously, we've got the Illinois, tied with the Illinois State Police, the sex offender map of the area. It could be found on our new sheriff's app. That's another option. And then if they if you do a little research there on Facebook, or a good place to find it would be the community calendar of events within the app. And this all ties back to safety for the kids. We've compiled, I'm in the process as they come in, compiling all of the events of trunk or treat. Sorry, had to make sure I get that right. But it seems like those types of events are really growing within the community. Just offhand, Wright's Furniture's got one coming up. Skilled Nursing Facility's got one. Calvary Baptist always puts on a big one. And then the one I just recently found out before I came over here was the Central and North School parking lot that they'll have. All those are different dates. I know they start as early as, I think the 21st was one of the first ones I seen at Wright's Furniture. Yeah. So there again, I suggest people download the app, go to that, look at the community calendar events. And if your organization wants to post things like that on there, they can simply submit that information on there for the public to use.
Without a doubt, tons of trunk or treats happening this Halloween, and I love to see it. And I was honestly questioning it first thing because, maybe some of these neighborhoods aren't the best for trick or treating, but also there's this huge safety factor that comes with a trunk or treat. You know who's out there, the cars, and a lot of these, like Wright's Furniture, there's a registration process for being a car. Talk about the safety aspect with trunk or treats.
Yeah, so there again, it just eliminates the unknown. You go knock on the door, and I mean, things have changed so much from when I was a kid. You just got with your friends, you got kicked loose in town, and it was you run amok and knock on doors that had the lights on. Now with everything going on in today's society, and I'm not saying that there's a lot of good people out there, but there's also, you go knocking on the door, it doesn't take much for a kid to disappear or to get distracted. On top of the fact that, like I said, when you go to these trunk or treats, they're an organized location. It's all, a well-lit area, and the things that the kids are being given out is safe, and where it's coming from. So that's a great, and like I said, then you don't have kids out running around at night, crossing the street in the middle of the night, getting with the chance of getting hit by a car. So
got to remember glow sticks, headlamps, even, it's going to get dark out there. I was thinking of good costumes for a headlamp. Coal miner. That would be a decent one.
Yes, home roots. Yes.
Stick with the Central Illinois theme. Yes. But, many ways to stay safe during Halloween. Obviously, the Christian County Sheriff's app is a great way to know who is what and what is where.
Just be aware of your surroundings. Yeah,
absolutely. And that's it for Halloween events for you?
Yeah, I believe so. Like I said, there again, the two things that come to mind is the local sex offender map for parents to be aware of their surroundings, and the second one would be the community calendar events to keep kids. An alternative to just random knocking on random doors is the trunk or treats.
Perfect. And once again, Christian County Sheriff's app. We're going to kind of stay on that right now because I got a notification the other day. We were talking about scams. And this is a scary thing. It's a lot of confusion out there, a lot of people that are vulnerable to scams. What's the latest one?
Yeah, so there again, we put all of our local scams out on the app as soon as we get them. And if somebody thinks that they get a scam and it's just manner and you actually, that you believe that was a scam, it's always good to report it to your local police department so we can get that information out there. But the most recent one that popped up again is the Microsoft Air on Facebook. That will eventually convince the victim to get that error off of there, or that there's a fraudulent charge. And there again, anytime somebody asks for Bitcoin or gift cards or a wire transfer, it should be a big red flag. One of the ones that just popped up yesterday or in the last week, we had a victim in the county fall to one called Geek Squad, and Geek Squad was an issue where it showed up in an email. Everything about it, that person thought it looked legit. Long story short, eventually requested that person to download a program called AnyDesk. Mm-hmm. Anytime you hear that and you don't know where it's coming from, AnyDesk allows a remote user access to your mobile device or your computer and anything like that. And there again, once they're in there, they've got full access to anything you've got on that, including your passwords that you may even think are hidden. They've got them. So there again, after the AnyDesk, they was recommending, if you'll download this AnyDesk, we can go in, gives us the availability to remove those charges that you think that they're fraudulently trying to tell you've got. So they remove those. And like I said, once that transaction happens, or you give them that Bitcoin, this individual was then prompted to go to Bitcoin to submit the money so they could put it in Bitcoin, and then it would somehow filter back into their account. It's unfortunate, but the elderly do fall victim to it. So I say, you make you aware of it. But there again, we get those out, as well as the open enrollment for Medicare is out now. That's one that we're going to start seeing pop up. Medicare, those individuals at that state level and federal level do not call you trying to promote open enrollment. You have to make the initiative to contact an advisor through those facilities. So they're never going to call you and say, hey, do you want to, I got this better deal for open enrollment. So just hopefully that they're cognizant of that and being aware of those issues. And then to wrap up, like I said, on a daily basis, we try to keep it in real time, that once we get a completed report, gather all the information, that information goes out on the app as well as our Facebook.
Especially with these government entities, open enrollment and such, they're never going to reach out to you. You got to know the suspicion immediately with that. But then you bring up the Geek Squad and then the Microsoft editions of the latest scam. Now, Geek Squad, if you're on the phone with Geek Squad with Best Buy, you're already having a bad computer problem. Mm-hmm. And the way that these can just go out of hand, you mentioned elderly people, but I don't think I'm too much better than to fall victim sometimes. These people you'll be looking at your computer screen and your mouse is moving. They can have just control your mouse. You can see it happen.
Yes, I've had things come in and you look at it and, I'll give you another example is everybody likes to track their Amazon. Mm-hmm. You order something through Amazon, you expect it. The next thing you know, you get a text message. You think it's from Amazon. You're checking it, and the next thing you know, if you just have to be really vigilant of checking what you're actually looking for. And like I said, all of a sudden they're wanting some information for something that just doesn't make sense. And I always say, if you're unsure, we've got an open door 24 hours a day. Have stop into the sheriff's office, the police, any local police department, present it to them and say, hey, I got this, what do you think? And at least work with them. They may not have the answer, but they can check into it, and then that allows us to work with that open line of communication with the public to receive that information and then to disseminate that to everybody to keep from falling victim to it.
Without a doubt. It's gonna be a community effort here. Is there a non-emergency / kind of emergency number on the app you could find for scam calls or related?
Sure. So there's obviously there's a connect email directly to the operations for me, for the chief deputy, and then as well, you've got your non-emergency phone number of 824-4961 that they can submit it. And if you you get a scam, and you're somebody that you believe it's a scam. You don't fall victim to it, but you want to pass it on. There's a submit a tip where you go in there, click the button. All you're doing, you don't have to provide who you are, anything else. You can simply submit the information, and we'll review it, and then we there again push a notification out for non-emergency news to pass that on. So there is ways that you can simply sit down on your phone, hit the tab, submit it's the submit a tip information, and you can do that. You can also leave your phone number that says, hey, I've got this information, submit a tip, request a callback, and we can, and so there's no, and then it's at your convenience when you submit that.
So many easy ways to submit a tip there, right, with the Christian County Sheriff's app. We're going to take our first short little break right now, but I'm sitting down with Chief Deputy of the Christian County Sheriff's Department, Jim Baker. We're going to talk more about local crime and everything going on within Christian County when we come back. My name is Tim Zalabak. You are listening to the WTIM Morning Show.
Your information station, WTIM.
If you're like most people, finding extra money for your savings just doesn't happen. Hi, I'm Kendall Jones at People's Bank and Trust, and we have the solution you've been looking for. Sign up for our Save by Spending Roundup program, and we'll round up your purchases to the next dollar. Then transfer that change to your savings account. It's as easy as shop, enjoy, and save. Start saving for the things you really want with our Save by Spending Roundup program. Call 888-PBT-1954 and let us put you and your savings first. People's Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
So, I'm about to graduate from nursing school, and you know what? Everyone is hiring nurses right now. But where's the right place to start my career? I want to be supported while I learn, with opportunities to grow. And I want a place where I feel valued. So, I'm choosing Memorial Health. Memorial has amazing training facilities, tuition assistance, and so many options for clinical experience. Want to be coworkers? Apply online at jobs.memorial.health/nursing. Memorial is an equal opportunity employer.
Fall means being active to attend your favorite festivals and bonfires. Let Taylorville Care Center help you get back into doing what you want, like attending a local fall festival. Whether you've been in the hospital or just need a little extra help to get back doing the things you used to do, recover and return home with Taylorville Care Center's therapy program. Great medical care with private rooms. Family and friends can come by to encourage your recovery. For Taylorville Care Center's therapy program, call 824-9636, 824-9636, caring for the community for over 50 years.
Tune into WTIM 96.1 FM in Christian County, 107.5 FM in Shelby County, and 107.9 FM in the Payne and Nokomis area. Streamed at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com, on the WTIM mobile app and Amazon Alexa. This Saturday night from 7 till 9 in the evening for the annual Prairie Farms Dairy Pigskin Playoff Preview Show. Hear the first information on teams selected, plus live interviews with coaches. It's all this Saturday night from 7 till 9 on WTIM, your information station. The annual Prairie Farms Dairy Pigskin Playoff Preview Show.
It's no secret that employers are having a difficult time hiring qualified personnel, whether full or part-time. The Miller Media Group wants to help you, the employer, to find the candidates you're looking for. That's why we've created IllinoisJobPost.com. That's IllinoisJobPost.com. This website is part of a broad radio and internet employment campaign available through the Miller Media Group. Contact your account manager or email sales@randyradio.com for more information. IllinoisJobPost.com is where we put the power of radio and the internet to attract prospective candidates.
It's time for the 2023 Shelbyville Festival of Lights. Over 500 displays with bright lights and vivid colors that can't be beat. Bring your family starting at 5, November 17th through January 1st. Click their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Over 50 years and 3 generations of legacy serve you at Dale Williams Trucking in Fillmore. From agriculture to road construction hauling, they do it all. Find out how they can help you. Click their icon above the weather on TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
Welcome back to the WTIM Morning Show. My name is Tim Zalabak. We thank our live stream sponsors, People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better at Landmark. I'm sitting down with the Chief Deputy of the Christian County Sheriff's Department, Jim Baker, right now. Talked about Halloween safety in the first half right there, and a little bit about the local scams going around. Make sure to tune into the Christian County Sheriff's app for any of that information. Now, Chief Deputy, you just gave a pretty important speech to some local organizations, and what did you talk to them about? What's the goal here?
Yeah, so there again, a way to connect with the community and keep them informed. Obviously, a lot of people rely on the Facebook, and I say the Facebook is a great tool, but the app allows us to push that information, immediately, and lets the user submit, like I said, on the submit tips on our last segment. But most recently, I promote the idea that if an organization is something as simple as the Masonic Lodge or any organization, Kiwanis, we've done Kiwanis, we've done Optimus, those organizations, we present it. It's a way to share, get the app out there. But most recently, I was excited that Crime Stoppers invited me to give the presentation, basically just explaining the content within the app. And by doing that, it allows me to get feedback from these organizations of way that we can improve and come up with better ideas, because we're always changing that, the content within the app. And most recently, by attending the monthly Crime Stoppers meeting, I gave the presentation. We then had an open discussion and was actually able to come up with an idea that in the near future, we're going to be putting a Crime of the Week tab, where somebody can go in there, they listen and see Crime of the Week. It helps and that's countywide. It could help Pana, it could help us, the sheriff's office, it could help the city of Taylorville solve the most recent crime that Crime Stoppers deems the most important. And if that crime results in an arrest, if that tip results in an arrest of that Crime of the Week, then the person submitting the tip has the option to collect a reward, and that's completely anonymous. The payment's made through an undisclosed location system, and like I said, by giving the presentation, it was collectively a great idea to go back and review. And in the near future, we're going to be adding Crime of the Week for everybody to see. Plus, you're aware, if you read Crime of the Week, let's say it's a copper theft in a certain area. Now you're not only going to see the Crime of the Week, you may not have knowledge of it, but you're going to be cognizant of the idea that, hey, this is what's going on.
Sure. It sounds like you guys have really thought of everything for this in terms of anonymity and making sure everything is safe on that aspect. Submitting a tip is easy. And if you see that Crime of the Week, you can submit a tip and, you can be paid for your work.
Yes. Completely secure, anonymous, and, comes through a secure porthole, and there's ways there's a phone number. We've put recently on the app, there's a link to Crime Stoppers on how to submit a tip, until that tab comes up. We have a tab for submitting a tip that we receive locally on a secure site. The one that will be coming in the future is Submit a Tip Crime of the Week. And there's, a Submit a Tip tab right now. You could submit an illegal burn, on Submit a Tip. It's something as simple as that. It's just information to connect and provide information to the local police departments through the app. There again, if you go back to Crime Stoppers, it's going to be Crime of the Week. That's the serious one that they're needing your help to solve, and you can be paid for it if it results in an arrest for the Crime of the Week.
Awesome. All right. Chief Deputy, we got about less than a minute left. Can we get a quick 1 minute Christian County jail update?
Sure. Right. Yep. Since the pretrial services, the head count has dropped about in half. We're down to about 22 local, 9 federal inmates. And as fearful and as bad as we all thought it was going to be, just like normal, we've made those changes and we're getting through the new pretrial detained system. So it's a learning in process.
Just like you thought you would. There's some changes to be made, but you will adapt with the situation. And everything's been going well.
Absolutely.
Good. Really good. Chief Deputy, I really appreciate you being here with us today.
I'm glad and look forward to it every month. Awesome. Thanks for having me.
I really appreciate it. And it's always good to have a big voice in the community come on this show and clear up everyone's minds of anything going on. This Halloween season coming up here. Chief Deputy gave us some great tips to stay safe. You got the glow sticks you can hang around your neck. You got a headlamp if you want to be a coal miner there. But we thank Chief Deputy Jim Begg for being here. He is the Chief Deputy of the Christian County Sheriff's Department. My name is Tim Zalabak, your host of the WTIM Morning Show. Thank you all for listening.
Your information station, WTIM.